So for today's deep dive, we're getting into uh, a really powerful story about wealth, charity, and what sincerity actually means.
That's right. It comes from old Baghdad, centered on this figure, a merchant named Omar.
And he was, tremendously wealthy. He believed that to make a real impact, a lasting impact, it had to be on a monumental scale.
Right.
So the question we're unpacking is, why did this man, who could fund entire city projects, find his biggest spiritual lesson in, well, the smallest possible act of kindness?
Well, to understand that, you have to understand Omar. His entire approach was defined by ambition and scale.
Grand gestures.
Exactly, grand gestures. Funding a new wing for the central mosque, organizing these huge aid caravans to go to faraway villages, things everyone would see and admire.
Okay, but hold on. Was he really being arrogant? Or is he just being, efficient? If your goal is to do the most good, doesn't it make sense to focus your energy on the big, high-impact stuff?
It's a fair question, but it's the mindset behind it. He saw smaller kindnesses, like helping a neighbor or giving a single traveler some water, as insignificant.
Beneath him.
Beneath a man of his standing, yeah. He was creating this sort of spiritual hierarchy for good deeds, and his status demanded the biggest ones. That rejection of the immediate daily opportunity, that's the spiritual blindness the story talks about.
And then, of course, the world pushes back.
Hard. A severe drought hits the region. The great Tigris River, the lifeblood of the city, starts to thin out.
And all his big projects just stop.
And stall. And for the first time, probably, all his wealth is useless. He can't buy his way out of a drought. He's left feeling completely powerless.
This is the turning point, then.
This is it. He's wandering through a neglected corner of his own property, just feeling disheartened, and he finds this old, decrepit well. It's choked with sand and vines.
And that's when he sees the dog.
Yeah. A thin, exhausted dog just collapses by the well. And this scene, it isn't random. It immediately makes him remember a famous saying of the Prophet Muhammad.
The one about a man being granted paradise, just for giving water to a thirsty dog.
The very one. A simple lesson he'd probably heard 100 times, admired, but...
Never really felt it, never internalized it.
Precisely. And now, here it is. The exact opportunity he had always considered beneath him.
And here's the part that really gets me. The sources say he didn't call his servants.
No.
He had nothing but his own hands and, like, a broken piece of wood. And you can just picture it. This man in his fine robes deciding, I have to do this myself.
He had to physically connect with the effort. He starts clearing the sand, lifting these heavy stones, pulling out tangled vines. The sources really emphasize the labor.
His hands get blistered, his clothes are ruined.
But that personal, gritty effort, all for a single thirsty creature, it felt more genuine to him, more profound than any check he'd ever written.
That physical struggle was the real act of repentance then. It wasn't about his reputation anymore. It was just about saving a life right here, right now.
And that's the revelation. He realized that God doesn't measure the size of the deed,
But the sincerity of the intention.
exactly. He repented for having overlooked all those small, immediate moments of grace. He understood that true impact is measured by the quality of your motive, not the scale of your budget.
So the ultimate lesson here is that you need both. True piety means paying attention to the grand vision and the small detail.
That's right. He went back to his large-scale charities, but the story says he never again ignored the small kindnesses. And he personally maintained that little well, which became known as the gardener's well.
A simple, life-giving source.
So maybe a final thought for you to take away. When you feel overwhelmed, when you feel this pressure to make some huge, grand difference in the world, maybe just pause and ask yourself, what's the small, neglected well in front of you? It could be literal, it could be metaphorical. What is the clearest, most sincere opportunity for action that's right in your immediate path? That small, honest